City Librarian, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you here today and to thank you all for coming. The groundbreaking for Green Valley Ranch Library has been a long time in coming, and it feels so good to finally be here today to herald the start of the construction of your new library. It will be our biggest branch to date, with 26,000 square feet compared to our largest branch, University Hills, at about 21,000 square feet. We'll be spending $2 million on the opening day collection, so it will be stocked with wonderful new books and materials for the community to enjoy. And we'll also have 50 new computers for the community to enjoy as well. There will be spaces for parents and children to share, and discovery pods designed to promote interactive learning for children. There will also be quiet spaces for adult learning and reflection. And yes, Councilman Hancock, we will have a beautiful fireplace in this library. And this will be the place where the community can come together to meet in the large community room or in smaller collaborative spaces. The design process started with community vision and conversation right here in this room, as a matter of fact. And I want to thank those people who showed up to those meetings to help us create the library that you want and need. I think when we open this library, about a year from now, you'll be pleased and see a reflection of your vision. There's a lot of people to thank. Let me start with the library's executive team for their hard work and dedication to this project. Additionally, I want to mention Corey Jackamore, Kit Cusker, Kateria Beta, and Michael Murphy for their help in designing this library, and many other library staff who are still working day in and day out to ensure the success of this project. Of course, library people cannot actually build the library, and we're lucky to have partnered with a fantastic team to design and build this library. I'd like to acknowledge and thank them now. First, Humphreys Poley Architects for listening to the staff and community and designing a distinctive, functional, and beautiful building. And you can see pictures of it. Our contractor, Alliance Construction Solutions, who you'll be seeing a lot of over the next several months as the building takes shape. And Wember Inc., our owner's representative, who will keep the project on time and on budget. Right, Quentin? And of course, I'd like to acknowledge the work and support of the Denver Public Library Commission and the Denver Public Library Friends Foundation for their commitment to the library and to this project. And I'd like to recognize them, President of the Commission, Lois Ann Rivera, you'll hear from her in just a minute, and Karen Ropola and Kevin O'Connor from the Commission are with us today. And we have several members of our Friends Foundation, President Michelle Onoda, and board members Ryan Berkseeker, Taylor Kirkpatrick, Judy Joseph, and Vicki Helmer. Thank you for coming. And it's now my distinct pleasure to introduce your councilman, Michael Hancock.
Please join me in giving a warm thank you to Shirley and Lori, her team, for the very hard work and dedication to bring this library together. We also want to thank the citizens who live out here, the Citizen Advisory Board led by Tim Sheehan, and these folks who walked into this room on a regular basis to help the community outreach team and the architect realize the vision that this community had for the library. There were many nights you walked in here and there were only 10 or 15 people, but they were engaged and they were committed to sharing their vision for a library out here. So please join me in thanking the folks who live in Green Valley Ranch. Last night, as I prepared to close my eyes for the night, I thought about how historic today will be. I won't ever forget this day. This happens to be my mother's 71st birthday. And I said, hey, yeah, we'll take you for your birthday lunch after the groundbreaking ceremony. But this is a big day for this community. This is the day that we should remember that we broke ground for our library. A library that many folks did not want to see, not only Green Valley Ranch, but just felt that libraries were obsolete and that we shouldn't be investing money in them. But one of the things that Shirley and her team impressed upon me during that process is that there are still some very critical needs for libraries in our communities, a place for folks to gather. a place for children to go and to discover, a place for computers to be hooked up and for us to bridge that information gap that occurs in our communities. This library, we hope, will become the center, the heartbeat of this community. That every school in the area will converge. That young people, when they have that free time and want to grab a book, will talk about, when they're adults, how they used to go to Green Valley Ranch Library just to read. Where mothers and fathers of young children said we used to take them there just to pluck on the computer and to discover a new world, or to sit in front of the beautiful new fireplace just to relax and to read a book and get out of the house. So this is going to be a special place. This is our library, and no one can take or deserves greater credit than the voters of Denver, Colorado, who saw the vision and said, yes, libraries are important, let's invest in them. And so we owe the voters of Denver a very huge thank you. We owe the Hickenlooper administration a very huge thank you for hearing the voice that says, keep the libraries in the bond. But help us to welcome and to thank the designers, the architects, the leader of the firm, Humphreys Poley, Dennis Humphreys.
Thank you. Well, it's a wonderful, long-awaited day, as you all know, as Shirley mentioned. And it's my honor to be here today representing the over 100 design professionals that have been involved in the creation of this building. It's a building of intrigue, a building of knowledge, a building of exploration, a building of families, and most importantly, it's a building that will reflect the values of the Green Valley Ranch community. You know, the term groundbreaking is typically associated with the turning of the soil, in the traditional sense, the cutting of the sod. But groundbreaking, when it's used as an adjective, means the making of something that has never been done before, or seen or made before. Well, I'm here to tell you today that this library certainly fits that definition. The building was designed to meet the standards as required by the Mayor's Office to comply with the U.S. Green Building Council's LEED certification of silver. This building will be gold. Yes. After watching the Olympics over the past weeks, we all know there's a significant difference between gold and silver. This library will also be groundbreaking in that it exceeds what is referred to as the International Challenge of Architecture 2030. The building will be 60% more energy efficient than any other library. It will probably be the most energy efficient building in the city and county of Denver, if not in the entire region. Not only will this building not be an obligation to future generations in terms of its energy use, but it'll also operate very efficiently with a staff the same size that would operate a library a fraction of this size. So it will truly lessen the burden for future generations of Denverites using this library, and that's groundbreaking. As Shirley mentioned, it's 26,000 square feet, and it'll be the largest branch in the Denver system. It'll be a building that offers something for everyone, whether it be computers for families to work together, activities for children and teens, meeting rooms, study rooms, and yes, a fireplace to curl up in front of in a comfortable chair, and a porch with comfortable chairs to look out into the landscape. And most importantly, our thanks go to the residents of this community and the voters and the leadership of Denver for their vision in creating this most important building. It will only be a few months before we'll be rushing through the doors to grab the knowledge and the information that the library will house. I'm sure you all agree this is truly a wonderful day. Thank you very much.